Everybody, welcome to KatyDid Rocks. I'm Kate.
This is Jim.
We are at the Black Hills Rockhound Area, and we are hunting for fire agates. Let's get going.
That is a teeny tiny little one. Definitely a fire agate though. Hopefully we find something bigger. Jim says this one is not very fiery, and he's absolutely right.
So windy. One more little fire agate and one more chunkier chalcedony. We're just trying to walk a little bit ways from the road because this place is pretty busy.
I really like this one.
Jim just found this one. It's got a really good example of how it's formed with those layers. It doesn't have any fire in it, it's just kind of a clear chalcedony, but we're on the right track.
Jim is picking up white agates galore. Oh, he found his first brown-red agate. Good job, Jim. This one might have some color in it. It's not particularly huge, but it's bigger than what I've been finding.
These are awfully little. We have just kind of entered an area where maybe people aren't quite so, haven't been here quite so much, and I do wish I was filming all the time because then you can see my reaction when I find something like this. It is just so pretty. Look at that. This is what the ground looks like as we're looking for these things, and you can see there's quite a lot of basalt and kind of volcanic looking rock. These holes are actually what makes the agates, and then they fall out of them, and that's part of why they're so little. Anyway, it's pretty darn fun. It's really windy here today, which is we were not prepared for. We are down in Arizona from wintry Montana for just a few days, and figured that it was going to be, you know, it's actually pretty cold. We had to stop and buy sweatshirts. That's okay, you can always use a sweatshirt.
The landscape itself is kind of stark, but very beautiful. Here's some stuff that looks a little more promising. A little bit bigger anyway. Look at the bubbles on that. Huh. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I've just picked all of these up without moving my feet. They're all.
Oh yeah, look at that. Just all the.
Yeah.
I'm right by where Jim is, and these were not moved at all. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. They must have just fallen right out of the rock. Okay, I'm experimenting with Jim's method to see if these do actually show up in clusters. And so I just started looking at this one. We've got this one here, this one here, this one here. Missing any? There's some over here. Now none of these are really all that impressive. They're all pretty white. The crystals themselves are just, this is a pretty white one. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I love that little nodule. These agates really are all over the place. And the fiery ones are kind of browner, but we're picking up a bunch of even the white ones because we're going to tumble them till the dirt comes off and then stick them in a jar, put them in the window. It'll be very pretty. There's a pretty nice one. This one is white, but it's got some nice banding in it, so I'm going to bring it along. These might look totally different cleaned up. Here's another one that's white, but might have some promise. This one looks pretty cool. If you're enjoying this content, be sure and click the subscribe button. Also hit the like. This is the second one of these that I've found, and I just am not really sure what it is. It almost looks like a bone or some kind of petrified wood. But I think I'm going to take this one along just to see if I can figure out what it is. This is tiny, but I think promising. We are at a place that is pretty likely barely combed over because it is on the map that the BLM hands out as being the center of the rockhounding area, and there are parking spaces around here. So my guess is that anything that was larger might be not here right now. But we'll see. This one's getting bigger. We stopped to examine Jim's finds, and I found this one right at our feet, and this one right next to it. So maybe we're in a good spot. I just dug this up from underneath that tree, and while it is fairly clear, I like the lines in it, and I'm kind of fascinated to see what it looks like when it gets cleaned off. That's a pretty nice little chunky one, comparatively speaking. I'd like to find some more of the darker and red, because that's where you find the fire. Looks like that one's got some fire in it right there. Oh, that's really nice. We're gonna find some good ones, you just wait. This is different.
Look at this beautiful piece that Jim found. So nice and round on the bottom. It's like a little tiny flower. And I just picked up this one. It has some really nice bubbles and a suggestion of red. So I guess we'll take that along.
Another one of those things that looks sort of like coral or bones or something. It's got to be a specific bubble pattern in the basalt. It's really neat. I might throw that other one away and then take this one instead because it's nice and small. We're going to be heading back pretty soon, but I just wanted to take a picture of this wonderful cactus grouping. Isn't it just cool? Jim found this beautiful one.
Some of these remind me of Gobi desert agates, which I also really love. That's a pretty little one. The sun came out and I found this one buried in the mud. It's probably still clear, but I'm going to wash it off and see what it is. Wow, look at those bands. And it's kind of brown on top, so maybe it's got some fire.
Be careful where you're walking. I almost walked right into these because I had my head down. So we moved from the rockhounding area center where the sign is, just a little ways down the road where there's a bunch of rocks all piled up. And I think I'm going to have some better luck here already. I've just spotted some really kind of bigger and nicer looking agates, and I'm hoping that some of the ones that are piled up are going to have some fire in them.
Well, that's a little bigger. Ooh, look at the layers on that.
I think this is an agate. Mostly white, but it does have some dark on top. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got a nice brown top on it. This is what I hope to find, is some stuff that's a little bit bigger size that I can work on polishing and bringing out that fiery fire. Yeah, I think going away from the main place was a very good idea. These are still not huge, but there's a lot more nicer ones findable. I have to say, one nice thing about hunting these fire agates is that I don't have to carry a 25-pound backpack on my back. What do we have here? them, these four line within about a foot of each other. This one looks like a marble. And look, it's right next to one of my favorite cactus plants. Barrel cactus. These things just make me grin every time I see them. I'm following this creek bed down just because I think there might be some rocks that nobody's looked at because they're a little bit mucky. And this one looks interesting. Again, not brown fiery, but I really like the shape of it. It's got matrix on it. Guess what? There may be too much muck for other people to find them in the creek, but that means there's too much muck for me too, because I am not experienced finding these. If you look here, you can see what Jim is talking about. All of these are little bitty agates. Every one of them. They're just everywhere. It's just that we're trying to find the good ones. The fiery ones. Beautiful ones. Here's another one that might have some fire. Again, this is a white one, but it has some really cool kind of swirls on it. So I kind of want to see if I can polish that or tumble it, see what comes out of it. Here's one that's a fire. There's some brown. Pretty. Well, Jim has decided enough is enough. And he's back in the truck. We've got cell service, so he's reading logs. And I'm just about done myself. It's, you know, I don't know that I'm gonna find any of the really big fire. Really big is relative, right? But I've seen some come out of here that are sort of more this size, and I was hoping to be able to find some of those, but I think I found a lot of really beautiful stuff, and I think I should be very lucky that I got to come here. I find myself very lucky that I got to come here and to look for them. This one looks good. And then I actually found that one while picking up this little one. There's several red nodules in this area. Pretty, huh? What's we got here? That's where the Jeep is. This is where I am. You think I can get back there? I keep going the wrong direction. It's just so I can't stop. I can't stop because I know when I leave, I'm done. It's not like I could just come run down here again. But on the other hand, we have a 2.5 hour drive from Tucson to here. And might be good to get there before the sun gets too dark. Oh, all right. Turn around. The sun also came out and is illuminating things for me, which is making things easier also. And so it's just so tempting to keep on hunting. Every time I say I'm going, I find a really nice one. It's like it's saying, "No, Kate, stay here, don't go." This one is really pretty too. Okay, look at how close I am to the car now. I dug this one up out of the ground, and it's probably just clear chalcedony, but I want to see if maybe it has something special in it. If you come here, be sure to come on a sunny day, because it really does light up the agates and make them easier to find. Get out. Almost there. I made it! Well, that was really fun. I'm very windblown, but I came home with a whole lot of agates. It's gonna be a really fun time sorting through them and washing them off and seeing what I've got. Thanks for coming along. This is Kate from KatyDid. Keep on doing.